Hey guys, I'm Matt, and welcome back to the music that made me journey through my life's soundtrack. And today we are going to check out Flogging Molly's The Likes of You Again off of their album Swagger from 2000. So this is another song that makes me feel incredibly old because I remember digging the crap out of this album when it came out. This was actually on a sampler album that came out with like a bunch of different bands, and I remember seeing this band title, Flogging Molly, and I'm like, "What is that?" And it wasn't this song that was on that album. That one was Salty Dog, which is another great song. But it kind of introduced me to the Celtic like punk rock. That I didn't know I needed, like at all. Like, love it. I had already been into Dropkick Murphys at that point, so I was somewhat familiar with like the Celtic punk rock style, and you're talking like bagpipes, accordion, mandolin, like that kind of stuff intertwined with like punk rock and roll. Dropkick at the time didn't really lean into it as hard. They were more like traditional, almost like street punk. But Flogging Molly is accordion and fiddle, like full time, and then they have a guy that rotates in and plays mandolin. And it was the first taste of like true like Irish punk because I didn't really know the Pogues. Like the Pogues are like the king of it. I mean, they were like 70s, 80s, late 70s, 80s into the 90s. Shane MacGowan, legend in the scene. But what's cool about Flogging Molly is like Dropkick Murphys is great. They're from Boston. They're Americans. They're Irish influenced. But like Dave King, who is the singer of Flogging Molly, he's from Ireland. So he's like got that in his blood, and he's got it in the accent, which you will hear. If you're not familiar with Flogging Molly, you're gonna have to get used to Dave's accent. I love it because I love that kind of music. Absolutely love it. Like what is the Celtic Thunder, the men's singing group. I'm a big fan of their old stuff. Heritage was one of Celtic Thunder's albums that I love. I love like Celtic music. It's it's so beautiful, and as you can see, I have some of that in my blood. But what's cool about this song? We'll get it started, and like I do, we'll get it started, and then I'll come back and talk about it. Again, this is not the first Flogging Molly song I heard. The first one was Salty Dog. There's another reason I chose this song, and we'll get into it once we get a little bit in. So here it is, The Likes of You Again from Swagger, Flogging Molly Swagger.
Here's to you, I sing for my daddy-o.
Dave's got such a unique, cool voice, especially with it being higher.
To sleep. It's been so long since I lost my daddy-o. Hope he's watching over me.
Now, where's it going to go now, right? Oh, it's so good. I love it. All right, let's stop there for a second. All right. So we had that beautiful opening, that soulful opening, and it's actually about like his deceased father. This soulful opening, and you get Dave's voice. It's so smooth and beautiful and like heartbreaking at the same time. And then you get those drums coming in. And then once the fiddle comes in, and then you hear the accordion come in, and then it starts hopping. That is songwriting 101. That is songwriting 101. And that was what I'm going to talk about that I mentioned from before. What's really great about this band is they understand their audience and especially their live performances. So this is one thing that bands, and nobody needs to listen to me, but I am a fan, I am a consumer, I pay for stuff. If you are going to have a live set, you need to start it off with a bang. Like, your first song as a band should be like one of your most popular songs, or at least one of your most upbeat songs. And that is the problem with a lot of music. I can't tell you how many concerts I've been to where like the first song that the artist plays is so slow and dreary. And it's like you're killing the crowd. You're killing the suspense. This crowd paid how much money to come see you, and like they're on the edge of their seat waiting for you to come on after they've sat through 2 or 3 or 4 bands that they more than likely don't care about. You know, this is the song that they open their set with. I've seen these guys 5 times, and every single set they've opened with the likes of You Again. Every single time. And you can see why. Like, yeah, it has that opening, that beginning, but with Dave singing, it's different. And then as it picks up and it gets into that crescendoing energy, I promise you, every time I've seen them, the crowd is just bouncing and jumping. They're having such a great time. This is the perfect set opener. Just saying. Bands fail on their set list over and over and over again. Like, if I know the discography of a band and I know what kind of songs they have, and they come out of left field with something that's either like a B-side that nobody knows, or something like slow and dreary, that slow and dreary song could be amazing. But that is the wrong way to go about doing it. This is the right way to go about doing it. Get back into it.
Wednesday night morning, there was a walking in the rain. Birds screaming in my ears, driving me insane. Half the clouds are empty, so the sun bursts through the sky. One will show reflection of a face about to die. Just around the corner, I was going round the bend. I ran into a stagger fool, he said he knew my name. He poured himself a whiskey and his face began to glow. So men run out and that's like a dog without a bone. Ringing in the new year, the bells began to ring. Bats is in the corner.
Fiddle in the background is so beautiful.
Time to get another before the final shout. You should have heard them roaring when they tried to bugger out. And we'll never see the likes of you again. Jim from England, from a town, a cold and dreary place. The summer land, he found himself the sunshine on his face. Met a girl, a meanie girl,
So good.
she'd
Like,
always be his
I don't have
Never
words.
after till the tide ran out again. Pour me all your sorrows and I'll drink till you are dry. I love me in the morning.
Like, every instrument that you pick out and listen to is like awesome on its own. The accordion is just holding down the rhythm. That fiddle is featured so beautifully. We're going to get into a bridge section here where it kind of slows down. But again, this is their opening song. When I've seen, like I said, I've seen them. I think I've seen them 5 times. I know I've seen them 4 for sure. My brother and I actually went up to Orlando and Tampa and saw them back to back on a, what was it called? It was called Black. I can't remember what the Black Friday, or it was something like that. It was a tour that they were doing. And we saw them in Orlando, and then we drove over to Tampa and saw them the next night. And it was just awesome stuff. I've seen them at Sunfest, which was a music festival down here, which is pretty much Kaputski. They've played that. I've seen them there twice. And then the 5th time, I'm trying to remember, I think I've seen them open for somebody. Because all of those times I saw them as headliners. I think they opened for somebody, and for some reason, I can't remember. It's either 4 or 5 times I've seen them, but every time they put on such a great show. They're really, really, really thankful for their fans. And just the quality of performance is great. And like I said, this is their lead song for their set. And that's why I picked it. Like I said, this isn't the first Flogging Molly song. It's one of the first. But there's something about setting up a set list for a live band. And I'm sure if anybody wants to throw down in the comments, I'm not the only one that thinks that. Like when you go see a band live and they like fart and die in that first song, you're just kind of like, oh, like why give the crowd no energy in the first song? I don't care if it's your biggest song. It's such a bad look. It's such a bad look. So, all right, let's finish this up and then talk a little more at the end. It's even this, the bridge slows down and it's still super interesting. You get more accordion now.
There must be more to life than this poxy life. All the aggro, all the pain. So he disappeared into a spinal bear. But the glass was empty once again.
It also helps that it's just a really, really good, well-written song. I mean, not a lot of bands have a song like this that is so like distinguished in so many great parts. So good. So good. Absolutely love it. So yes, that is Flogging Molly's The Likes of You Again off of Swagger from the year 2000. I was going to say something else. Oh, other albums. I'm sure we'll hear from these guys again because this isn't actually even my favorite Flogging Molly album, Swagger. But again, this is just memorable stuff that I have an opinion on, I guess. But so they also have a great album called Drunken Lullabies, and then another album called Within a Mile of Home, or Within a Mile from Home. Within a Mile of Home. Within a Mile of Home. That album is chef's kiss when it comes to this Celtic kind of punk rock. That is such a great album. Swagger's awesome, don't get me wrong, but Within a Mile of Home is so good. So good. Then again, everything, not everything, like, maybe it's just because, your ears change as years go by. So, like, the newer Flogging Molly stuff, for me, doesn't hit as hard as the older stuff. But I think that's kind of true with a lot of bands. But the first 3-4 albums were awesome. So, again, if you love this kind of stuff, definitely check out Flogging Molly. If you're into, like, Dropkick Murphys, which I know is, in some circles, a bigger band, you're going to love Flogging Molly as well. And if you love this kind of content, I would really appreciate a subscribe on the channel. Help grow it. Like the video. Tell your friends. And if you have any questions, go to my website, mattjamesauthor.com. You can also email me at matt@mattjamesauthor.com. You can comment here on these videos. And we'll see you next time on The Music That Made Me.